Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final boarding call for Air Canada Flight 204 with service to Calgary. All customers should now be on board through gate C49.
And I'm Salva.
And welcome to
Our Paradise of Dreams.
Well, first off, we want to start with apologizing for being a little bit missing on the past few days. I guess the whole month of January. We took out our first video on December 31st, and we were ready to, start posting consistently and sharing a lot of things with you guys. But, sometimes we might have a plan, but God and life have a different plan for you for the moment. So 2023 has been a little bit of a roller coaster, I would say. For us, it's been a wild one. We've had ups and downs, but we're grateful. We're so happy. The most important thing is health, and we're here. We're alive. Everything is great. We're together, and that's the most important part. So we wanted to be a little bit transparent with you guys and let you guys know a little bit of what has been happening and what we're doing, where we are, why we were missing, because we want to bring you guys along through the ride. We want yes, we want to show you that not everything in life is always perfect. Not everything works out the way you always perfectly plan, right? Like life is not the sunshine and rainbows all the time. Sometimes there's hard things that happen. There's little things here and there.
But that's life.
Yeah, we just have to adjust with it. All of a sudden, like Google Maps, you're on the route, you take the wrong turn, or the road is closed and it's reroute and back on track. And that's why we want to be transparent and actually share what is happening. And and that's the purpose of our channel, to bring you guys along through our travels, along through our lifestyle, what happens, the goods and the bads, and then provide a little bit of our point of view, motivation, and the way we look at life, because maybe that could be of help to someone. We hope, maybe sometimes we all just need that one person to remind us what we already know. And
you can reply through for videos or experience, and maybe help you to be better or change your way of mind, and make better decisions and actually put what is important in front and have your priorities clear in life. But the most important part is motivate you to be better. Enjoy your life.
Yes, like we said on the beginning on our trailer video, make every second count, because that's what we truly believe. Really, we forget, sometimes we take life for granted, and we forget that we only live once. So why not go out there and make every second count? I feel like a redo of our oh my goodness. Okay, well, this is our first podcast, I guess, or live talk. Well, it's not live, but our first this is the first time we're actually talking to a camera, I guess, and I could just sitting down. So our first interview, I don't know what to call it. I would call it a podcast. So I'm sorry if we are not the best at doing this, but it is our very first try. We are always gonna be honest, transparent, and raw with you guys. And this is our first YouTube channel. It's our second video. We didn't expect for this to be our second video, but hey, you know, like with whatever comes at us, right? And yeah, we make the best out of it. So a little bit of what has happened. It was December 31st, a beautiful New Year's Eve night. We'll start as a story. No, we had a lovely New Year's Eve night. We celebrated. It was beautiful. And then it was New Year's Day, and we were just at home.
We were like relaxing, and all of a sudden they started coming back, and we went to. Well, first we went for a walk because I thought that that's gonna be better and make me feel better. But actually, I was feeling worse and worse till the point that I told her to go to the doctor. Well, she told me, and I said, "Yeah, let's go." And I ended up seeing the doctor, and he made me some tests. But well, without giving you guys much like details, the doctor gave us like a really worried results.
Like he scared us, you know. He was like, "You guys, need to go back to Canada right away. You guys need to do, you know, more testing and everything to figure out why he was feeling the way he was feeling in Malaysia. But it was gonna be very costly." He said like anywhere from like 100,000 ringgits minimum. And we were like, well, we obviously don't have that kind of money. For those of you that know or that don't know, our home country is Canada. So in Canada, like it's beautiful. We're so grateful because we get free healthcare here. So we said, you know what, health is first. And he told us, yeah, you guys need to go back and get that looked at right away. You know, kind of, he even put it like a life or death situation. So long story short, we were really scared, right? Like he's the love of my life and I wouldn't want anything to happen to him. And yeah, it was a really scary situation, but we started that night. We were like, okay, we're gonna look at flights, but we didn't even have the mind to. We were kind of processing everything that had just happened. We're like, but how is that possible? Like, we're very healthy people. We don't do anything bad or anything like that, you know. Yeah, we go out, we have social drinks and stuff, but it was very strange. We were very confused. But regardless, you know, it's a doctor. We said, okay. Then January 2nd, first thing in the morning, we started looking at flights. Flights were so expensive. It's January 2nd, right after New Year's. Flights, we were looking at like $2,000 minimum per person, one way from Malaysia back to Canada. We were like so grateful that we were able to find a flight on the same day. And it was still very expensive, but we booked that flight. We were like, okay, it was very crazy. I think it's one of the fastest, most stressful, craziest situations I've ever been in. But it was 4:00 and we had to be at the airport. Well, we had to leave the Airbnb by 6:00. And we had to pack, we had to clean, we had to organize.
And be at the airport.
So we looked at each other, we're like, okay, let's do it. And I don't know how, but we're here, we did it. Yeah, like it was very stressful. We were just running, we just threw everything in the backpack and luggage. You know, this doctor said this was a life or death situation, right? So it was like, we have to be back right away as soon as possible. Within less than 24 hours that we had been to the doctor, we were already in a flight from Malaysia to Bangkok and Bangkok to Canada. So we arrived to Canada, we took him to the doctor as soon as possible, like pretty much that same night and when we arrived. And I think this was January 3rd. Everything was happening just so fast. So we went to the doctor and we were very grateful for what they told us, but still kind of like, they even apologized, which they didn't have to, but they said, I'm so sorry that the doctor in Malaysia got you guys so worried, but thank God there's actually nothing that is like life or death situation. And we're still have to do a little bit more tests to figure out why he felt the way he felt. You know, it's just weird, but it's not a life or death situation. So he could have put it in different words, but you know, we don't judge anyone. Everything happens for a reason. So we always believe that
The time is perfect.
the plan of God is always perfect. Timing, you know, I always say the synchronicity of life is always perfect, and we don't want to go against the flow per se. So we did it. We came back to Canada so fast. worried to death. We were so worried, but once we got here, we were able to breathe. We were able to smile, to laugh. We were so happy that it's not a life or death situation or anything like that. Nonetheless, thank God. We'll keep you guys posted if this situation did ended up doing a 360 turn on us, because our plan was to stay in Malaysia. We were going to travel around Malaysia for the month of January. Then we were going to go back to Thailand, and then from Thailand we were going to do Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, and so on. Right? We had like a whole plan, but this really caught us off guard. Pretty much, it took our savings that we had for the trip, and we're back in Canada right now. But you know, we always want to make the best out of every situation, and the reason why we want to be transparent with you guys and share this is because we don't want to be the type of like social media creators that portray that their life is always perfect, that everything goes according to plan, that everything is, beautiful sunshine and rainbows, because sometimes it's not, right? I always say that happiness is not about having everything, but about making everything out of what you have, enjoying the most out of what you have. And that's the true meaning of happiness, because some people wait to have everything in order to enjoy life, right? To say like I'm happy, to say like, oh, I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. No, I'm not happy right now until I have that house, that car, that phone, that whatever it is, right? And it's like, no, like we should enjoy what we have right now, even if it's sometimes we might be here, sometimes we might be here, but we could always be in a worse situation. This could have always been so much worse. It could have actually been a life or death situation, and that would have been the worst thing, right? Because you don't play with like life. Is like one day we're here and then the next we're not, and we just don't know, right? And it's just, we're so grateful that we're alive. I'm so grateful that he's good, he's alive, and we want to show you guys that sometimes the plan might change, but the goals long term don't. And just to make the best out of every situation, doesn't matter what happens, because if we get frustrated of like, oh, our travel plans got ruined, now we spend all of our savings that we were going to use for traveling in coming back to Canada, and all the things that we had to do and blah blah blah, and oh, this sucks, and we get all this negative energy and all this negative attitudes, that all just starts to crumble down upon us and make everything, like, you start to look at life so negative, and everything starts to become so negative that it's just, you don't enjoy life, and you don't enjoy every single moment and every single second for what it is, right? That's the reason why we're sharing this with you guys, why we're making this video, because we'll show you guys the good, the beautiful, the best. We'll also show you guys the not so good times, right? The times when things didn't go according to plan, and all of a sudden, things happen. And like they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
They get it out.
There we go. Make a margarita. You can make whatever you want. It doesn't matter what it is, because this is your life. You are the writer. You are the creator. Doesn't matter what you do. Make sure that whatever you do is what makes you happy. And if things don't go according to plan, adjust, make the best out of the situation. And it doesn't matter. We have the best attitude forward. We're happy. We're alive. We're thankful. We're grateful. We have a smile on our face, and we're optimistic for what is to come and what is to happen.
I just wanted to say like this was a beautiful reminder for you guys, also as for me, because that brought me into real life. The life is like just a moment, so you really need to enjoy the minute that you have right now, because sometimes we got life for granted and we just let it pass. So try to enjoy every time, every minute, every second, the ones that you love, and let them know that you love them without shame and without fear, because you don't know if you ever have another opportunity to let them know that what you're feeling like. everything else.
Enjoy every second. But to not bore you guys with all this lovey-dovey, but no, we also want to let you guys know that do not worry. We do have a lot of beautiful content ready for you. Well, not ready, but we do have a lot of beautiful content.
Raw content.
Raw content, yes. We'll do an introduction video after. I think we're like Star Wars. We're starting from the end, and then we're gonna walk backwards to how everything started. But to not make this video too long and to explain, we started traveling back in July. That's when we left Canada to travel in Thailand. And so we traveled through Thailand for a couple of months, and we did a lot of beautiful places, and we recorded some really beautiful videos and some really great content that we're going to be sharing with you guys while we're here in Canada. But we want to take you guys along and show you some of the best places to visit, some of the best like food to try, some of them maybe not so good, but we got some really good stuff. We'll be sharing the good and the not so good stuff. We'll be giving you guys tips and tricks on all the best recommendations. So yeah, stay tuned because we're not stopping. Our Paradise of Dreams is starting, it's going, doesn't matter what happens, doesn't matter what, doesn't matter when, doesn't matter. Kim Possible. Sorry, that really reminded. If you have watched Kim Possible and you remember the song, tell me if you comment down below. Because when I was saying that, it totally reminded me of that. Okay, anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. We have a lot of content ready for you guys. Let us know if you have any recommendations of any videos that you would like us to make, anything extra that you would like us to talk about, and we would be more than happy to do so. But thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.